This is my third time filming this video. Hi guys, welcome back to my booktube channel. Thank you so much for 150 subscribers on my channel, and I think I left a funny comment on a couple of people's booktube videos and they got like 50 likes or thumbs up, so other people's channels, which is exciting. Anyway, my bookstagram, if you also have a bookstagram account, comment it below and I will follow you. Bookstagram is _, so exactly the same as my YouTube channel. Today's video is buying the first 6 books that Amazon showed me that are sponsored. I don't think this makes any sense, but basically, obviously, if you're browsing Amazon, and then it'll say under the product if it's sponsored. So essentially, I bought the first, I think I have five books here, and then one is just on the way. I don't think they had it, otherwise they would have brought it to my house yesterday, because I do the thing where I ship everything all at once because A, it saves cardboard. So anyway, if you want to see what books Amazon recommended for me or that were in the sponsored posts, essentially interesting, because I fundamentally mostly read thrillers and rom-coms occasionally, but I don't really read anything other than that. Books here, and we are going to see if I am interested in reading them. I mean, I bought them, so obviously I have some interest in them. So the first book that was sponsored by Amazon, and like literally, like, I typed in thriller books and this was the first book that had the word sponsored underneath. A book by Marie Hannah. I've never heard of this author, I've never read anything by her, but even this cover intrigued me because I was like, wait, what? Even this little caption is like, people don't just disappear without a trace, and I'm like, ooh, I love a mysterious Monday. I love watching like Bella and like Kendall Ray and like all those true crime like YouTubers, the disappearing cases. It just baffles me how people can just literally disappear without a case. So anyway, this one is Without a Trace by Marie Hannah, and it says everything a great crime thriller should be, and essentially I really miss airports, and this has a picture of an airport. I don't think I'll be going on holiday anytime soon unless the entirety of the UK is vaccinated. But anyway, essentially a fatal crash. A plane en route from London to New York City has disappeared out of the sky. This breaking news dominates every waking hour of the Met Police and US Homeland Security, a private tragedy. The love of DCI Kate Daniels' life was on the aircraft, but she has been ordered to walk away. A search for the truth. Kate has to find out what happened to that plane, even if it means going off book. But with Kate working alone, no one is safe, and there are some very dangerous people watching her. I'm intrigued. This reminds me of, what is that plane that literally disappeared like years ago? A Malaysian plane? That freaks me out. Like, I don't want to disappear in the sky and like leave no trace behind. So I'm intrigued, and I think Amazon was just like, I think you'd like this book. I think they might be right. So yeah, let me know if you have read this book or any work by Marie Hannah. Again, I'm intrigued to broaden, what am I saying? I'm intrigued to read more authors that aren't popular on Bookstagram or that I don't see a lot of people talking about, because I feel like it can get a bit samey, and obviously if these authors are really good and well established, and I just haven't heard of them because I've only really started reading properly again in 2020. I'm intrigued for this one. So that is the first one that Amazon recommended me to read. And the second sponsored post sponsored by Amazon was a double stack, a 2-for-1 offer. You know, sometimes if it's cheaper to buy 2 books than one, not. These aren't even sequels, are they? I don't know. Anyway, I have never read anything by, I'll tell you what the books are. This one is Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney, and the second one is Normal People by Sally Rooney. Again, I have never read anything by Sally Rooney. I see a lot of mixed opinions writing, I guess, and also mixed opinions on the like TV show adaptation. However, I think this is a good one for Amazon to advertise me, because in my head I was like, oh, loads of people love or hate this book, or they really like the TV show and don't like the book. And anyway, so I am gonna do a video solely on this book where I read it in a day and then watch the TV show and then give you my opinions. So again, I have no idea what this is about. I do it with like no information in my brain. So I mean, I'm intrigued. And the second book by Sally Rooney that it was cheaper to buy two than it was to buy them separately, so it just made sense to buy the bundle. This one is Conversations with Friends, and I'm excited to read this one simply because I love Taylor Swift and I'm a Taylor Swift fan, and her boyfriend has been cast in the TV show or movie of this book. I think it's a TV show. I'm assuming. I don't quite know. I just know that he posted on his Instagram he's been cast in Conversations with Friends. So I want to read it and see what it's all about. Idea. I'm going to leave that for a different video. Let me know if you enjoyed one of these more than the other. I'm intrigued. The second ones that were sponsored to me. I'm just going to finish my coffee. And I think, oh wait, okay, a literal house over that has scaffolding up. The third book that was sponsored by Amazon was a Lisa Jewell book, and we know I love her writing. I love her thrillers, obviously, that's mainly what she writes. However, the last book by Lisa Jewell, I gave it 3 out of 5. It just, nothing for me has lived up to The Family Upstairs, and a lot of people have said you need to read Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, and I was like, okay, I'll buy it sometime, I'm just saving money, I'm not spending any money. She says, as she shows you 6 books that she could have not bought. This one is Then She Was Gone. The cover truly intrigued, like, you know, a pavement, some feet walking by, a missing girl, a buried secret. Why is this giving me A Good Girl's Guide to Murder? I've not read that book yet, but by the time you see this I probably would have, because it's the middle of March. Anyway, again, don't know what it's about. Just a lot of people that love Lisa Jewell's books say I need to read this one because I'll probably like it as much as The Family Upstairs. It intrigues me, so if you also have not read this book and you would like to know, we'll read the blurb for you. It says, she was 15, her mother's golden girl, she had a whole life ahead of her. And then, in the blink of an eye, Ellie was gone. 10 years on, Laurel has never given up hope of finding Ellie, and then she meets a charming and charismatic character who sweeps her off her feet. But what really takes her breath away is when she meets his 9-year-old daughter. Because his daughter is the image of Ellie. Now all those unanswered questions that have haunted Laurel come flooding back. What really happened to Ellie, and who still has secrets to hide? Ooh, I'm intrigued. Again, I was intrigued anyway because the title is interesting if you are into crime and thriller. And I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to broaden my horizon. I say as 3 of these are, 2 of these are thrillers and then rom-com. I don't really know. The book that I'm still waiting for. So basically, the other book that I ordered that didn't come at the same time for some reason, even though I clicked for them all to arrive together. I think maybe it was just out of stock. So that book that was sponsored to me when I typed in, what did I type in? Like rom-coms or romance in the top bar of Amazon, obviously, and then it said sponsored underneath, and I am intrigued because I've heard so much about this author, and I feel like I'm kind of losing out a bit because I've never read Daisy Jones and the Six, and I've not read the one in 7 Husbands of somebody. Again, I don't know her name. Anyway, so this one that I don't think a lot of people will talk about or have read I had the word sponsored underneath, and I thought, oh, I'm intrigued. And it's called After I Do by Taylor Jennkins Reid, and wow, does this sound interesting. It says, a breathtaking novel about modern marriage, the depth of family ties, and the year that one remarkable heroine spends exploring both. When Lauren and Ryan's marriage reaches breaking point, they come up with an unconventional plan. They decide to take a year off in hope of finding a way to fall in love again. Basically, my camera cut off just as I was mentioning a book by Taylor Jennkins Reid, and I was doing the blurb, I believe. So the book is called After I Do, and essentially it's about this couple that very quickly into them getting married, they decide to spend a year apart very soon after they've got married, and they learn how to live by themselves without getting a divorce, but everything else is kind of, they can do what they want really in the year apart. So and I've seen less people talk about the book called After I Do by Taylor Jennkins Reid. I feel like Taylor Jennkins Reid is one of them authors that you kind of need to get into. The book that was recommended to me through Amazon sponsored posts was this one, and I'm so excited to read this one. This one is called Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. Again, I had never heard of this author until Bookstagram, and then I was intrigued, and we love a rom-com to break up the thriller reading that I do. Person's Case, all that kind of thing. So we've got an array of both of those things going on here. So I think Amazon probably knows what I'm most into reading. So if you have never heard of this author either, I really like the cover of this book. I love the like ombre vibes and the city vibes, you know. And this is Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating, and it's a very short book actually. It's only 300 pages long, so I'm very excited to read this one. I don't know what it's about. It says, Hazel, Camille Bradford knows she's a lot to take, and frankly most men aren't up to the challenge. If her army of pets and taste for the absurd don't send them running, her lack of filter and tendency to say exactly the wrong thing will, they're lost. Not everyone can handle a Hazel. Josh has known Hazel since college, from their first night they met, where she graciously threw up on his shoes. Josh has always thought of Hazel as more of a spectacle than a peer. But now, 10 years later, after a cheating girlfriend has turned his life upside down, going out with Hazel is a breath of fresh air. Not that Josh and Hazel date, at least not each other, because setting up each other on progressively terrible double dates means there's nothing between them, right? So this sounds really fun, it sounds really interesting, and I'm excited to read a bit more romance. Like I said in my previous video, I kind of stick to the same kind of genres, but I do love a good thriller as well, because I can read them so quickly. And obviously, I mean, I don't know when exactly I will get to reading these. I think most of these might end up in my April TBR, but I'm going to see if I can read most of them. I think definitely the Normal People one is like in my diary. I've written it down for that video idea, which is to read the book and watch the TV show. So yeah, I don't know, let me know if you've read any of these books and if they pique your interest, and let me know if you preferred the book to the TV show or vice versa, and if you're excited about Conversations with Friends, and have you read anything by Christina Lauren, let me know. My voice is going. Anyway, yeah, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, and I shall see you guys in my next one. Thank you for watching, bye!